Go on, Sarah.
Not good.
I've owned this car for 8 hours. I haven't even filmed my intro. Let me just quickly show you guys exactly what has happened out here. So this little puddle down here used to be green. Yeah, there was coolant everywhere. As soon as I pulled up outside Taco Bell because I wanted to take Sarah on a cute little date. How'd that go? The drive here was good.
I really like the car.
You really like the car?
I really did.
Yeah.
I did like the car. Taking a sharp turn.
Oh, that's funny. But unfortunately, yeah, we're a little bit stranded. We'll see how we go though. I have someone coming at the moment, a tow truck company. $165 to get it from North Lakes to Griffin, which is nuts, but
It's like 12 kilometers.
looks like the rain's coming over, so whatever I have to do, I have to do. So I'll catch up with you guys when we start fixing the problem. Are you happy, Sarah?
I love my life choices.
Gonna have her first drive. She's got to steer it onto the tow truck. Really nice bloke. It's nice. Do you have the keys? Just put them into the accessories bit and we'll give it a quick little push. So sad.
So comfy.
Alrighty guys, so I've jacked up the car. It's now going on to hour number 10 of ownership of an RX7. This is brilliant. This is content. This is content right here, guys. Tell you what, if you find content anywhere better, you let me know. Let there be light. Oh, much light. Oh goddamn. I'm gonna take off the wheel real quick. The issue, I don't know if I showed you guys, but it's coming from somewhere up here. So I'm gonna quickly take the wheel off and take the fender off. I think it's gonna be a little bit easier than getting to the back of the bumper because I've never taken a RX7 bumper off before. So we're gonna quickly do that. This car has actually just had a complete overhaul with the cooling system, which you guys are going to see when I do a full walk around of this car in tomorrow's video or the next day after's video. Obviously that will depend on whether I can get this thing working or not. It's got 2 fans, it's got a brand new alloy radiator, so this has just had a full overhaul. But yeah, one thing I thought I would let you guys know as well is I've also lost a little bit of coolant at the same time, so I'm just hoping and praying that I caught it before anything bad happened. I cannot even put this back on. Alrighty, so yeah, we've lost a little bit of coolant. So that leads, first of all, to it not being the overflow that's cracked. It's actually something else. So quickly take this wheel off, we'll get to it. Dude, camber gang. Camber gang. Alright, so grab that down there. Your expensive Mazda BBS wheels. Let's quickly keep these in a safe place. I feel bad even driving on these, so I don't know how I'm going to go with my TEs. Alright, so I found a little bit of a coolant leak, so I'm just going to quickly pull off this fender lining, which doesn't look like it's actually, oh, it's bolted in, but not by many things. So I'll quickly just take off this and that'll probably give me the best access. It's all just a whole big bunch of plastic clips, so I'll grab a tool. So you can see that it's sort of all up in here. So I think if well, pretty much this fender liner actually exposes this entire side of the engine bay. So we'll quickly do all that, and then I think we'll be sweet. So yeah, let's get into it. Can I just say, Mazda, you have been, out of all of my cars, the best plastic clip engineering I have ever seen. They actually work. These are brilliant. Thank you, Mazda. That's a big flex for you guys, and I would capitalize on that as much as you could. Wait, is that stapled? Oh God, please don't tell me oh God. Looks like I'm pulling the whole fender liner off. I know what you're gonna say. Stop. Contain yourself. Go on, say it. Go on, say it. Go and say it.
Should have kept the fair.
Fuck off! No guys, so I did quickly check. It looks as though the coolant has just heated up enough that it's sort of expanded, and then there's a little hole in the top of this reservoir right here as a sort of a let off for the overflow. and it sits right on top, which is where the coolant was coming from, because I thought it was a bit weird that coolant was coming out of oil lines. Isn't that correct?
You're saying it's a hole, it's more than just a hole.
Oh no, so it's actually cracked up here. There's actually a relief hole in the very top of that cover there.
Yeah.
Which is weird, so I've never actually seen it before.
Just pressure.
Yeah, correct, because this is just an overflow, and this one here goes to an overflow cap right here. Yeah, so it had coolant this morning, but it looks as though I've just run it a little bit hot, and you know, it's just overflowed a little bit. So
everyone says.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I'm going to quickly go online tonight and make sure I'm going to be bleeding this thing properly, just to make sure I get rid of all the air leaks. Rightio, so it's currently 9 o'clock. We've used up the rest of our coolant, so it drank a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check back tomorrow and make sure that everything was all good. But as we were going sort of out, it was climbing a little bit in temperature. Not crazy, but it was mainly when we got to Taco Bell that I'm like, oh, okay, it's probably a good thing. We should let it cool down a little bit. But yeah, definitely a new experience and what I'm going to learn from. So just read everything, hey? So we're going to get back to it tomorrow, get some more coolant, bleed this thing up, and hopefully she's all good. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to find that loose hose tomorrow. Stop looking at your freaking...
Don't mind that.
What? You're flexing your coolant.
Yeah, hang on.
Do you have coolant?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I've got to top it up again.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
It's cold, that's why.
Is it really?
Look at that, there's coolant.
That's crazy. Can I use it?
No.
Oh, yeah, no fun. Rightio guys, it is the next day and we're taking Old Faithful down to Repco so we can go grab a coolant bleeder, a couple of other things as well. Lots of coolant. So, let's quickly jump in. Rightio. Okay, so... Alright, so I got to about 10 o'clock last night. I just finished sort of putting everything sort of back where it belongs. Alright, so now the goal is we're going to go grab some coolant, re-bleed the whole system, and then I'm going to take it over to a Tucker garage, and we're going to do a pressure test on it. So that's going to be really insightful, and not only that, we're also going to get a roadworthy done for it as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes perfectly, and yeah, we should have this thing registered in my name today. So I'm so stoked. Hopefully this is enough coolant to last me a while. We hope. Rightio, so back in the garage with the RX7 today. Unfortunately, no one in Brisbane at the moment has a coolant bleeder. So anyway, I have this funnel right here and a whole lot of tape. So we're just going to use that as a makeshift coolant bleeder, and then I'm going to make a mess when I pull everything back off. But that's okay, we can deal with that. You know what's funny? It actually only fell after I put this Benke jet tag on. So thanks, Rex. Appreciate you, mate. Alright, so I can already tell this is going to make a mess, but a good thing is that we're going to make some brappy noises in a second. So anyway, coolant. Let's quickly fill her up and do it nice and slowly so that way we can try and eliminate as many bubbles as possible. Now, I have radiator caps here. These may also be a point of failure. If it was heating up enough and then just, you know, easily going past this, and it wasn't keeping the right amount of tension on that pressure, on that pressurized system, then that might have been, well, this one right here might have been just going straight into the overflow and then just just smashing all the coolant out. So that's going to be something we're going to have to try and look into today. But first thing we need to do is we need to chuck some coolant in the system. I've taken this bleed valve off as well as that one there off. So hopefully it all just bleeds down the system and we'll get to getting all the air bubbles out. So let's get into it. Righty, I'll set you guys up at the back of the car. Let's quickly start her over and hear some nice little brap 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 noises. Also sounds like I have a belt to tighten up. Rightio, so I got it up to about 80 degrees, which is perfect. So I just quickly took off the thing and I had the bright idea to try and instead of take away that and then get all the coolant sort of down on the ground beneath the car, I had the bright idea to use this hose over here to suck it out into an external coolant bottle, which worked real well. So I'm just going to quickly chuck this cap back on here. Take it for a little bit of a drive around the block. Make sure that she is A-okay. And then we'll head off to go see our good friends at Otaku Garage. Beautiful. I'm also going to go get some new radiator caps because I think that may be the reason why it failed, because it's just overpressure, because it's just not holding that pressure in the system, dumping it out into the overflow, and then the overflow is dumping it out onto the ground. So yeah, I know it's all bled up properly now. There's no air bubbles in the system. We've got it all the way up to operating temperature. And I don't have a heater core in this thing because that's how the last engine blew on this thing before I got the Bridgeport. So heater core, as you guys can see, is this little one right here, and she is not connected to anything. So yeah. Anyway guys, I'm going to quickly start it up. We'll take it for a little bit of a rip, put the wheel back on because that will help, and see how we go from there. Rightio, so I was just driving away, and then I noticed, I had thought before I turn the car on, I'll just double check the level again. So anyway, having a look, it dropped a little bit more again, and then I pulled the car back and there was this little stain right here. So I'm going to now run it. I've just filled it up again and going to run it with the pressure in the system, and pray to God to see if I can find this. Alright, let's do it. Could be a bigger leak, so hopefully we get this thing sorted. Rightio, so let's hope that I wish I had a pressurizer so that way I could actually find out exactly what it is, but we'll figure it all out. So quickly run it up again, but this time have it pressurized, and yeah, hope we can find some leaks. Let's get it sorted. Alright, so it's currently sitting on 82 degrees. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's no coolant there. So it's going to be interesting to see what this issue is. Rightio, so car's jacked up, and sorry about the thermo fan noise. Having a look just up here, I don't know if you guys can see this, but that right there, that little bung right there, is what's causing this. So yeah, let's quickly tighten that, and yeah, it looks to be a little bit loose, and the fact that it is leaking coolant and a fair bit of it, that'll be maybe probably just enough. So interesting. Righto, so I have not yet tried to tighten this, but let's see how we go. Oh my god. Oh, it's getting tighter. Oh, that's a bonus. Oh. Yeah, okay. Obviously I don't want to over tighten it being an alloy radiator. Interesting. Well, that'd explain a lot, because it comes exactly where it was last night. So yeah, right. Interesting. I believe it's about midday at the moment, so yeah. I still haven't been able to film my introduction to this car on video because I've just been sorting out this. That's why you guys would have seen the delayed video, was because yeah, I literally just wanted to make sure this thing was perfect so I could drive it around, get some good videos for you guys, so that way I could properly introduce it to the channel. And not only that, but we could also fix it in this episode, so that way you guys can just see some sick content coming with this car. So anyway, here's where we currently stand. I've bled the coolant now twice. I found that at the bottom of the alloy radiator there was a bung that was hand tight. So what I did was I basically bled. I tried to tighten it up. It was still leaking. Must have just been that excess pressure. So anyway, I took the whole bung out, completely drained the coolant. So I ended up making another mess once again. Completely drained the coolant, put some thread sealant on it, and then wound it back up. And it hasn't seemed to have leaked since then. So fingers crossed that now holds. Apart from that, it had no other coolant leaks whatsoever, but I still do want to get this thing pressure tested to make sure. I was a little bit stressed out because the first time I went to go and bleed the system, it started having a little bit of cavitation, cultivation. You guys are going to let me know what that word is once again. Started to have some small bubbles through the cooling system, but I got super worried because I know exactly what that could potentially mean with the rotaries. But what I did was I grabbed this little bung right here, which normally I left off, and then once it started coming out as a constant stream, I then redid up. As soon as I pulled that off, I let it bleed out through there whilst it was whilst this was sort of high, and then it was actually, there was a fair bit of air in there. So I quickly loosened that, let it bleed off a little bit, let it get all that air out, quickly turn it back on. Very similar to this one down here as well. Very similar down here to the air separator, and then this one here seems to be sweet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it sit here for a couple of minutes. I've ran it once with the radiator cap on, and then once it cools down a little bit, radiator cap off, fill it back up again, cap back on, run it for another 5 minutes, and do that constantly for another 3 or 4 times. And then that is apparently how you bleed these rotary things. I'm dead already. This car's going to be sick for content. Rightio, we're getting somewhere. The sealant has worked. It's now held coolant for longer than 20 minutes. So that is a win in my books. So now I'm going to quickly run the car up again. First of all, I'm going to take off the radiator cap to make sure it's all filled again, and then bleed it through 5 minutes again, let it get to temp, let it run, and then turn it back off. I will admit, I love hearing this thing run. It makes the life all so bearable. I just hope my neighbours feel the same. Alrighty, let's quickly take that off and make sure she's all good. Alrighty, we're getting somewhere. Ah, please don't scratch anything. I don't want you to scratch anything. Coolant, funnel. Where's my funnel? Funnel. Rightio. So we're topped up. We're getting somewhere. I didn't have to add much that time, so fingers crossed. We're on up again. If I can find my cap. This one right here might work, considering it came off. Now something that may also help in the future is this car also doesn't have a heater core, because that's how the previous owner actually blew up the last RV before he did the Bridgeport build, was that he actually ended up splitting a line for his heater core, and then it overheated, and then I believe he tried to drive it back home, and then ran home, and then as soon as he tried to start it the next time, it didn't run. So yeah, anyway, what are you doing, Rotary? Fix your idle. So yeah, as soon as I saw coolant coming out of this thing, I knew that my day was over. Get it towed back home, and I'm glad I didn't drive it back home because it didn't have much coolant left back in it. So yeah, I'm glad that I found about that little tiny bung that was leaking. So yeah, but she seems to be running beautifully now. So I let her run for about 4 minutes. It's not leaking. Bonus. And yeah, man, this thing is just perfection. Oh man. Rightio guys, so that is going to conclude today's video pretty much. As I said, I really wanted to sort out this issue before I even got into making any other videos about this car, because I wanted to start off this whole series with a fresh car. Yesterday was just so crazy and just it's just like, it's something that shouldn't happen that did. So yeah, but the thing is, I'm not complaining because I signed myself up for this rotary game because I wanted to learn a whole lot more about different cars, different engines, and this is just something that I want to overcome and continue to get better at. If it means just checking it constantly every single time before I drive, I'm going to be more than happy with that, because once again, this is my dream car and it's what I've wanted for years. Now, another thing I really want to show you guys just before we finish today's video, if you guys remember the very first mod we did in the Skyline that's sitting outside, is we actually did a cube shifter in the car. Now, I'm going to quickly show you guys this, because I think you'll find it really funny. So far driving this car around, I've found it's really doughy, and I don't know why. The steering, the suspension, the wheels, and the gear stick and everything else is just really doughy and weird. I guess I'm used to driving there around the Skyline so often when, like, I've completely upgraded everything on that Skyline to make it feel good. But this thing is like, that's first. Like, I think reverse is the worst I've been able to see. Like, that's reverse. It's nuts. So, anyway, today I received a letter in express post. Well, not a letter, it's a very big letter at that. I received a very cool parcel via express post from my good friends over at Cube Speed. So this is now the second build that Cube has helped sponsor, and I cannot thank them enough. Yeah, before I even got the car, they literally messaged me and they're like, hey, we think we might know what you're getting and we want to send you a shifter for it. So I told them what car I was getting. And yeah. Oh, they sent me, I know what this is. I'm guessing this one here. Whew. They also said that send out a few other little things for me, so. Oh, that's so nice of them. They sent me a Mazda RX7 OEM bushing, which I could technically put in that shifter to probably tighten it up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm more than happy with that. And a Cube Speed hat. That is freaking sick. I don't normally suit flat caps. I have a really big head. I'll leave it on. Why not? Alrighty-o. I kind of feel like salmon at the moment. My weird flat cap on. Oh, they also sent me a whole heap of stickers too. I actually still have a whole heap of these sitting downstairs. And this is the spicy part. I use the keys to open it up. This company has helped me out in so many ways, and I'm just so happy. Like literally, they message and respond and talk and everything else all the time. And I'm always chatting to them about random stuff they got coming up and what I've got coming up, and it's cool. It's very cool. Wow, this looks so easy. This honestly looks like the easiest thing to install ever. Let me guess, Cube Speed, once again, you've made literally the... Oh, there's not even any instructions. That's how easy this should be. Well, there you go. That's so nice of them. Thank you so much. Rightio, let's quickly jump into these things right here. I love the faith that Cube Speed has in me at the same time. They literally sent this before I got my car. So, lol. Rightio, so there's all that. It's all the fittings I will need. This right here is the billet shift knob, which I am super stoked because I didn't end up going with the silver one like what's in the Skyline. I ended up going with one that's going to match the RX7 interior, or the way that I want to go about it anyway. Like a black and red interior theme. I reckon it's going to be really cool. Like black and red wheel eventually, depending when I get rid of the naughty wheel. Ooh, beautiful. Went with that that black and silver. That is sick. I love it. I love it. Now, time for the actual thing right here. So this like looks like it comes in a full kit, like it is proper. Interesting. I cannot open it. Rightio, you guys ready to see this? This looks insane. Woohoo! Look at that. That is beautiful. It comes as like a full kit. Oh, it's already got centering springs, or if that's what you want to call them. Oh yeah, it's got springs in there. I can feel like this is as big as it will be. Second, as big as it'll be. Third to fourth, and there is no play whatsoever. Oh, I'm so excited for this. That is insane. And check out all this, all the milling marks and everything else down there. You guys can all see. Wow, that is a good bit of kit. I'm so excited for this. They come pre-assembled too. Nice work, Cube. This is nuts. Rightio. I'm keen to get that on the car. I'm excited. Massive, massive, massive thank you to Cube Speed for sending all this stuff out. You guys are absolute legends. We'll be installing this in the next video. Well, there you go, guys. That concludes fixing the RX7. Now I'm going to go out. I'm going to enjoy it. We're going to go do an intro to this car for the channel, which I hope you guys are going to be very excited for. But tomorrow's video, I'm going to do, I think, a complete walk around of this entire car, show you the ins and outs of everything, the things I'm going to fix, the things I'm going to change up, and just everything that I love about this car. So, yeah, anyway, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. I hope you guys all enjoyed the reveal video yesterday. There was a lot in the making that went behind that video, but yeah, no. Once again, guys, I appreciate all you guys' support. You guys are all pushing me to go do bigger and better things. I really appreciate everyone for coming out, and I hope you all really enjoy the RX7. I know it's not a Falcon, but in my eyes, this is just as good. So, just as good, if not better. I'm stoked. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.